if I've ever read. Oh, I like that. I don't know if I've written a straight binary. I've always had a hybrid with it, but with Snap, it was a different animal. And I'll just give you my thought process behind developing this compensation package. The comp plan dictates behavior. I think we can all agree. There's a lot of pretty strong networkers on this call. Whatever you pay people to do, they're going to do it for the most part. I mean, obviously, you've got the 80-20 rule that's still going to kick into play. But with this type of service, my realization coming from this industry is the vast majority of people that download our app 6 months from now, maybe 3 months from now, certainly a year from now, will probably have no idea there's a network marketing opportunity attached to Snap. And I think that's a good thing. I think, not that I have anything wrong with network marketing. That's how I made all my money and diversified and done all that. I've been in the industry since December 7th of 2000. And I owe the mentorship and the leadership that I was able to mentee under, and kind of learn from the level of success that I've had in my life. And so my thought is this: if the average person that's going to download the app doesn't know it's a network marketing opportunity, not because we're trying to hide it, but just because that's the way it works. When you have an app like we have that people are going to share and share and share, all of us realize that no matter how great our training system is, no matter how great a leader you are, no matter how, Dan Stamen, the tell, show, try, do. I love that, philosophy to teach someone how to do something. You tell them how to do it. You show them how to do it. You let them try. You correct them. Then they're doing it without your help. That's great. That's amazing. But when you're 100 levels away from the leader, it's not getting disseminated properly. The information is not getting out there the right way. And so I wanted a compensation plan that people couldn't screw up. Meaning, if I don't even know there's a compensation plan attached and I just start referring people, the comp plan I built will work perfectly. If I decide to structure people in, it'll work perfectly. It'll just work. It's a straight unilevel. I did throw in dynamic compression. I'll explain that if those of you have never built in a company that had dynamic compression. I created some overrides. I'll get right into it. I'm not going to go through all the pages as far as reading all the information. I am going to, let me see if I can do pointer options here. So to get started with Snap, it's free. That's something that I put into play, and I was talking with a few different individuals over the last couple of days that were like, so how's it going to work when you got to get 1099s from, you got to get W-2s from W-9s, have them fill out stuff. It's like, yeah, we'll have them do that after they're getting close to the $600 earning in a year, because the IRS doesn't require us to get anything or send it to 99 until somebody says $600. So if a free customer comes in, they can make 20% off all their personally referred business, whether they've signed anything with us or not. We'll have it basically they're agreeing to the terms and conditions and agreeing to be able to get paid commissions for referrals when they download the app. So that'll be in there. But then until they get up to that $600 range, we don't need to worry too much about paperwork from them. Now, once they're at like $582 earned, and let's say they've got a check for $30 that's coming in over the next week, we'll have to push notify them, email them, text them, and just say, hey, we're holding this commission. The IRS requirements, state that we need to get a W-9 filled out. You can fill it out as an LLC, as a company, or you can fill it out as an individual. And then we have a IBO agreement for Snap that you need to sign on to as well. Let me see if I can disable annotations yet. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, since I'm not the host. But if somebody comes in and doesn't know it's even a business opportunity, but they've got a wallet and they're getting notifications that they got money in their wallet, that can be really exciting for people, because that doesn't happen when you share Uber. It doesn't happen when you share DoorDash or Grubhub. It's going to happen here. So one of the things it's going to create is a lot of loyal customers, because if somebody's paying me to refer their app and the other companies aren't, that's a really positive thing for us as a company. So that's one of the reasons when I wrote the comp plan, I wanted it to be free for people to make a substantial amount of money. And that's what we did. The manager positions, $299.99. It's going to end up being $300 a year, I think in November. So you definitely, the fear of loss is there, everybody. Push your team, save 1 penny, sign up in the month of October. 300 bucks, let's just call it. That opens up level pay. To qualify, you still have to have $100 in commissionable volume. I'll go through all the qualifications real quick. Customer, to get paid 20%, it's free. Manager, to become a manager, it's 300 bucks a year. You need $100 in monthly commissionable volume, personal commissionable volume. I'll explain what that means. And I'm not going to go through the commissions because there's better slides to go through that are more visual. To become a supervisor, you need 3 personally sponsored managers, all active. So meaning if you sign me up in 2021 and then I quit, and, you know, for the next year, you got me. But 12 months from today, let's say I quit, I don't renew, I'm no longer an active personally sponsored manager. So you need to replace me. You need to have 3 personally sponsored managers that are active. You need to have 500 orders within the organization total, with a limit of 250 orders contributed from each leg. And you got to have 3 legs with a minimum of $50, 50 orders per each leg. And again, you still have to have your $100 in personal commission volume to qualify for that. Director, 4 legs, personally sponsored managers, all active, 5,000 orders per month within the entire organization, 2,500 order max, 250 orders per leg in all 4 legs. Finally, executive, 5 legs, personally sponsored managers, all active, 10,000 orders, limit of 5,000, contributed from 1 leg, 500 orders per leg. And that's where it stops. There's definitely room to expand this comp plan. But you know, I wanted this first executive level to be fairly substantial. Listen, if you're pumping out 10,000 orders a month within your organization, you've got a decent sized business that's rocking and rolling. And so, you know, you've got to obviously have your leg requirements met, but you're going to be in a position to override some pretty substantial volume on the restaurant delivery side. Here's what we mean when we talk about commissionable volume. When a customer places an order, let's say you refer me in as a customer, so right here, I pay a $5 delivery fee. That $5 is 100% commissionable. So it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're an executive, whether you're a free customer. If you refer a customer, you're going to get $5 in commissionable volume for referring a customer. I'll go into the payouts here again on another slide. The fuel fees, $3.50 fuel fee for the first 5 miles, 50 cents a mile after that. The driver keeps $3 of the fuel fee. All additional mileage charges, the driver also keeps their tip. 50 cents of the fuel fee goes into the commission structure. There's also something called a web service fee the customer pays. 50 cents of that goes in the commission structure for driver referrals. So with the driver, it creates pretty much $1 in commissionable volume. That's the only thing that's not 100% commissionable volume, if that makes sense. So everything else that we do, 100% of it is commissionable. The driver fuel fee is not, because the driver is going to keep a chunk of that, which is the right way to do it. We want drivers happy. We want them making money. And this is a good way to do it. Member customer fees, initially it's going to start at $10 a month. And what that'll mean is if I'm a customer and I'm a member, I don't have to pay the $5 delivery fee. I still pay my fuel fee, but if I pay that $10 a month, I can order unlimited deliveries and I waive that $5 fee. So it saves me pretty much over time. It's saving me $5 every time I order. I still pay the fuel fee. I still pay mileage. I'll still tip the driver. I'll pay my $1 web service fee. But other than that, I'm pretty much good to go. Restaurants, if you refer a restaurant, it creates $2 in commissionable volume on a delivery, and it creates $1 in commissionable volume on takeout. Then if you recruit a manager, it creates pretty much, call it $300 in commissionable volume that year when they sign up, and 100% of all those fees are commissionable. So again, we can come back to this. I'll open it up to Q&A here in a little bit. This is kind of the level breakdown. I'll come back to this slide. I'll probably move it in the show down the road. But as you can see, whether you're a customer, a manager, a supervisor, director, or an executive, you're getting paid 20% on your personal volume. If you recruit people and you're a customer, you don't make anything off of level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing you can do to earn level income as a customer. If you upgrade and become a manager, you immediately can start earning 10% on level 1. Again, you still have to hit your $100 personal commissionable volume for the month. And you can see at the bottom there, it says all levels compress if a team member's personal commissionable volume is below $100 per month. So if you bring me in and I'm only doing $50 a month, I compress up, I'm your level 1. If I bring in my sister and she does $80, she compresses up, she's also your level 1. She brings in my mom does $90, she compresses up. The three of us are now your level 1. And let's say my mom brings in Troy Landwehr does $1 million in volume that month. He pulls up to your level 1. And now Troy brings in Bill's now your level 2. So Troy is the first person, because he did over 100 in personal volume, he's the first person to take up a level in your business. And then the person under him is level 2. And if Bill does $50, he's your level 2, that's fine. Bill brings in Chip does $50, he rolls up. Chip and Bill are both on your level 2. So that's how compression works. I'll explain a little more in depth when we do Q&A if need be. The thing you need to understand is this is a 5-level unilevel, but with dynamic compression, on industry average, it'll probably pay 30 to 40 levels. I believe with our model, because we'll have customers referring customers, you could see 100 to 200 people roll up into a first level or second level for people. Just because a lot of customers might just refer 1 or 2 customers, and they might do 10 or $20 in volume every month, and they're going to get paid on that, which is great for them. But then every customer that comes through that line is just going to end up rolling up, which is what you want. You know, instead of making 5% on that line, you're making 10% on that line. So it can be pretty exciting when you start to see how many levels you can actually pick up in a program that has dynamic compression, and a program that has such a referral centric product or service like we have. As you move up the comp plan, it opens up more levels. We have open lines, which pay below your level you qualify for. So if I'm a supervisor, I'm getting 20% off personal, 10% on level 1, 5% on level 2, and then infinitely down 1% until somebody in my team hits supervisor. Once they hit supervisor, I'll actually get paid off their first level. I'll get 1%. Off their second level, I'll get 1%, and then I'm cut off. So, there's only so many percentages you can pay out. You can't pay infinitely if there's multiple supervisors, but if there's no supervisor in one of your legs, you're picking up 1% infinitely until somebody receives that promotion level. They're not cutting you off. As you move up to director, you get another level in the regular pay. So level 1, 10%, level 2, 5, level 3, 5. Then on levels 4 below, as a director, you're picking up 1%. If there's no supervisor in that leg, you're actually picking up that percentage as well. So now you're picking up 2% off the entire organization. If somebody under you hits supervisor, it'll pay you that 1% on their level 1, 1% on their level 2. Then finally, it's going to eliminate. It's going to cut you off, but you're still making your director override. And let's say 100 levels below you, I hit director. It'll pay you that 1% off of my level 1, level 2, level 3. And now you're done with what we call your open line override. And now what's called a first generation override kicks in. So now below me, you get 1% infinitely down until someone else hits director. So if Troy comes in 100 levels below me, so now we're 200 levels below you when Troy comes in and he finally hits director, you get 1% all the way to Troy. You get 1% off his first level, 1% off his second level, 1% off his third level. And then on his fourth level, you're finally cut off because you had 2 directors in a row. Executive, it adds 2 more levels in the open line pay. So you got 20% off personal, 10 off level 1, 5 off levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you pick up 2% override infinitely down until the next executive. And if you have a line that has no supervisor, no director, no executive, you're picking up 2% infinitely down below your, like from level 6 below. You're not picking up the 2% up here. You're not making 22 and 12 and 7, 7, 7. That's not how this works. You're making 2 from level 6. Now, listen, there might be 40 people that compress up. So your level 6 might start on person number 41 in that line. That's quite possible. But the bottom line is whenever the real level 6 starts due to compression, The level 6 could be 40 levels down, but when it starts, that's when you're 2% override, because anything above that, you're picking up 5 points anyways. Or maybe obviously you're 10 points if they're rolled up to your level 1. So from level 6 down, 2% infinitely. Now, if there's no director, you're actually picking up that 1%. If there's no supervisor in that line, you're picking up that 1%. So now you're at 4% infinitely off that line. Now, if somebody hits supervisor, again, you'll pick up 1% off level 1, 1% off their level 2, and then below them on their level 3, it cuts you off. So now you're picking up 2 executive percentages. You're picking up the 1 point as a director. Good to go. Once somebody hits director, it cuts off your open line, but you're still picking up 1% below them infinitely. Then finally, if somebody hits executive, that cuts off your 2% open line. But first generation is 2%, so your check won't even notice. You're just picking up 2% now below that executive, infinitely down. Then someone else hits executive, that's another 1%. So I hit executive, I cut off your open line, but you're making generational. Troy hits executive, he cuts off your first generation, but now you got 1% second generation. Then under Troy, let's say Bill Hoffman hits executive. Finally, you get 1% off Bill's personal, 1% off his level 1, his level 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on Bill's level 6, you'll finally be cut off. So you'd have to stack 3 executives in a row before it cuts you down. And then you still have the profit sharing pool, which we'll go through that more in depth at a later time. So 4 ways to get paid. I know this is always exciting going through comp plans. Some people love it. I'm one of those weirdos that do. Some of you guys probably have your cameras off because you're napping right now, but you can make money 4 ways. And listen, here's what I tell people about comp plans. If you do a little, you make a little. If you do a lot, you make a lot. If you do nothing, you get paid nothing. I always hear network marketers say, this is the best compensation plan ever. This is the best. And listen, they're lying. The best compensation plans I've ever seen are companies that are now out of business because they were paying out way too much, which was awesome. That was the best compensation plan ever for a little bit of time, and then the company couldn't be sustained. So when I wrote this comp plan, listen, there's going to be breakage, but there's not going to be breakage. And what I mean by that is we're going to pay 60 cents on the dollar no matter what. Initially, there's not going to be executives all over the place in the company. So 60 cents on the dollar is not going to get paid out. Let's say, over the first few months, it's 50 cents on the dollar. The other 10 cents on the dollar, we're just leaving in the commissions account. And then we'll get with the leaders. We'll have what we call a leadership advisory board, the top producers, the top recruiters, the top trainers that are helping their teams grow. They're adding the most restaurants, their organization's doing the most deliveries. We're going to get those folks advising the company. And if we go to those folks and say, hey, Chip, I got to be honest with you, man, we got, an extra 2 points that's available. Who do you think's the backbone of the company? Who's really driving your organization, driving your orders? And if Chip says, listen, the supervisors, man, that's where it's at. Managers are okay. Directors are doing good, but they're kind of overseeing the overseers. Those supervisors are the ones that are in the trenches. They're training their people day in, day out. They're still getting restaurants themselves, drivers. So we go, listen, you guys want to do a little, bonus, a monthly bonus that we just bump out to all the supervisors? Do you guys want to do, some kind of trip that supervisors and above can qualify for? We'll be pretty fluid with that type of stuff, but no matter what, 60 cents on the dollar is going out. And eventually because this business scales, when you deal in technology, it scales. And as we scale up, eventually it won't cost us more money to do 100,000 deliveries versus doing 1 million deliveries. A little bit more, but insignificant. I mean, you'll just add on a few more customer care people that just aren't going to cost that much. And so the technology will manage the drivers. It'll manage the restaurants, changing their menus. It's all done kind of internally. And so when you've got a business in tech like this that'll scale, I've told Paul, eventually I'd like to see the company pay 80 cents on the dollar, which then that would be, we can't do it now. We've got to scale it up to that point. But when we get there, if we do get there, and again, there's never any guarantees, Paul's goal is to create 5 billionaires in the organization. It's a lofty goal. I told him, I believe if we pull this off, we'll hit it. I told him to hit it though. What we ought to do is get to 80 cents on the dollar, because then what we'll do is we'll probably spike it all at once. So if we're paying 60 cents on the dollar for 2 years, and then we're completely scaled, and we've got 5 top leaders that are a huge chunk of the profit sharing pool, then we'll take that extra 20 cents a dollar and we'll just be banking it in a savings account for 6 months. And then we'll just fire it into the profit sharing pool. And if somebody's got, 1,000 shares of that or whatever, and all of a sudden, because it's a revenue share, it's not even a profit share, it's a rev share. So if it's 20 cents on the dollar in total revenue worldwide after 2 years, you could see a rev share where somebody might make $100 million like that. I mean, if I rev share my small delivery business, it would be substantial. Like if you had enough shares in something like that, it would be a decent amount of money, just for a little rev share. But we're talking about disrupting the entire industry. We're talking about being able to rev share out hundreds of millions of dollars. And if you've already earned hundreds of millions, then, things could get crazy. And again, we're a long way from there, guys. We're still, finalizing the website, the replicating website, and the downline reporting and the basic, structuring and all that stuff. So you can check everything in the back office. That's all coming next week. But I understand what we're looking to do as a company. As a compensation plan, there's only 4 ways you get paid. Refer restaurants, refer drivers, refer customers, and refer managers. That's it. That's the only 4 things. We call them phase 1 activities in a lot of different companies that some of you guys were probably in before, or your companies use that type of wording. But it's phase 1. You're actively bringing in restaurants. You're actively bringing in drivers. You're actively referring customers, and you're actively referring managers. The free customer signs up for free. The manager pays a $300. You're paid the same no matter what. So the compensation plan, a free customer makes 40 cents per delivery for every restaurant they refer that fulfills a delivery. They make 20 cents for every takeout order that goes out from one of the restaurants they refer. Customer referral is worth $1 per delivery. So they refer me as a customer. I place an order. I pay my $5. 20% of that $5 is $1. If I'm a member, I decide to pay the $10 and become a member for the month. You make $2 when I do that. The drivers, you make 20 cents per delivery. There's a $1 commissionable, 20% of the dollar is 20 cents. Every time a driver does an order, it's 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. And the manager, you sign up a manager, $300, you make $60. It doesn't look like a lot, but we go through that example all the time. And I'll go through the example again today for you guys. It's substantial. Those little pennies add up. That's how I built a $30+ million business in just a few short years in the delivery space. I mean, we're the largest franchisee in delivery.com. So I know how to build the delivery business. I know the operations side. It's funny, but like Paul, myself, and there's another business partner. You guys will probably meet him every now and again. We've had him on one time on the Tuesday night call. He's got a non-compete. He kind of runs the delivery side of our business, but his name's Mike Hall. But I said, there's pretty much 3 people on the planet that we know of that have been really successful in network marketing and really successful in restaurant delivery. Because I've seen network marketers go, oh, we're going to create a rideshare company, and they've never created a rideshare company. It's like, it's not easy to do. Like when I first started the delivery business, like there's a lot to learn. There's a lot that if you just came in as a network marketing going, we're just going to start restaurant delivery. It's like, I'll just make the sign of the cross and light some candles for you, because you're going to be in big trouble real quick if you don't know what you're doing, and you're not going to know what you're doing. So these pennies can add up, and obviously we'll show you in our example, but the 40 cents is definitely something that can add up in a big way. As a manager, you start picking up level 1s. You can make 20 cents a delivery off your level 1 managers, 10 cents for takeout. You make 50 cents per delivery for a customer that's ordered on your level 1, a buck for any customer that becomes a member on your level 1. You make 10 cents per delivery from any drivers that fulfill an order on your level 1, and $30 for any level 1 managers that come into your organization. You get your 20% as a supervisor. You get your same 10% at level 1, just like you did as a manager. But now you start picking up level 2. And level 2, you only make 5%. So it cuts your commission down a little bit on level 2 versus your level 1, obviously versus your personal as well. Restaurant, $2 delivery fee, 5% of that, you're making 10 cents from every restaurant that comes in on your level 2, 5 cents for takeout, 25 cents for every customer that places an order on your level 2, 50 cents a month for any members that sign up for the membership, the $10 membership on level 2. Drivers, you're making 5 cents for every driver that fulfills an order on your level 2. And any managers that come in, you're making 15 bucks. The other thing we talked about is that 1% override down to the next supervisor's second level. So if I'm a supervisor 20 levels below you, in between me and you, which could be 100 people, 200 people, you're still making that 1% override. You're making your level bonuses. And then on my third level, you're cut off pretty much. But on my first 2 levels, you're still making your 1%. And, a lot of people, if they're not thinking about it, that 1%, giving that to you guys on a supervisor's first and second level can be substantial. So I don't cut it off until their third level on the person that actively cuts you off by hitting your promotion. A lot of owners wouldn't do that. I'll just tell you flat out, but throwing in those extra 2 points, a point on that one level, a point on the next level can be substantial for sure, especially when you're as low in your organization as that can be, and as wide as some of these leaders could end up going on their second level for sure. Directors paid the same as a customer, manager, supervisor, 40 cents on every delivery, 20 cents takeout, so on and so forth. Level 1's the same as everyone else, 10%. Level 2, same as everyone else that gets level 2's, the supervisors. Then you pick up level 3. It's the same payout, 5% on level 3. You also pick up the 1% override, and you start picking up the first generation below your next director. So it gets tougher and tougher to cut you off, but it could happen. But by the time you do, that means you've got quite a few orders coming in between you and those 2 directors that are cutting your position off. Executive gets the same pay, 20% on their personal, 10% on level 1, 5% on level 2, 5 on level 3, 5 on level 4, 5 on level 5. And again, because of dynamic compression, that can squeeze out and you could end up with 30, 40, 50, even 100 people that are within your first 5 levels in one line. They just keep compressing. A lot of customers are not going to hit the volume. They're not even trying to hit the volume. They're just referred to mom and dad because they liked it. They liked the service. They referred to their friend to drive because they knew their friend was looking to make extra cash. And that's where it stopped for them. And maybe they're making, 20 bucks a month, 15 bucks a month, 10 bucks a month, and they're taking it. And maybe they're just using it to order more food. That's fine with us. But the bottom line is they're not going to take up a level from you. They're just going to squeeze right on up to your level 1. And if they've got 20 people in a row that do the same thing they did, all 20 are going to squeeze up into your level 1 as well, which then that adds up. It's nice to have that many people pumping out a little bit of business each, but all on your level 1, meaning you're making 10%, meaning it's not on your level 6. It's not below your pay grade. At executive, you pick up that 2% we talked about down to the executive's 5th level. First generation's 2%, again, down to the next executive's 5th level. And then another exec comes into the business, all in a line, 1% down to that third executive's 5th level before it finally cuts you off. The order commissions we already kind of went through, whether you're executive, whether you're a customer on your personal stuff, there's no pay to play. You're not trying to advance to another commission so you can get more off your customers. You make the same as everyone else. 10 restaurant referrals, 20 deliveries a day, 6,000 orders per month. At 40 cents an order, that's 2,400 bucks. If you got 10 or 20 drivers helping you do those 6,000 orders, that would add an extra $1,200 on top of the 2,400. If you've got 3 level 1 managers, each get 10 restaurants, 10 drivers, you're at 5,400 just off your level 1. 5,400 is just on level 1. You still make your 3,600 on your personal. If the second level has 90 drivers, 90 restaurants, because each one gets 10, that's just level 2. 8,100 per month. That's just on level 2. That's on top of the 5,400 from level 1. That's on top of your 3,600 from personal. So over 17,000. I don't know if you heard, we've had individuals, I think that are their goal is 50 restaurants by the deal, or maybe 100, whatever they said. It's like there's people that have done over 60 referred restaurants in their first 30 days. So, I mean, that would be more than these 3 did on your level 1. So imagine you have a level 1 manager that gets 60 restaurants by themselves. I mean, you're picking up 10 points, 10%. Every order that goes out from all 60 restaurants, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. And I'll tell you one thing about restaurant delivery. You can set your watch by the revenue. You could set your watch by it. My business, I haven't spent any time growing that business in quite a few, probably at least 2 years, but it pumps out. It's going to do 30 million this year. It did 30 million last year. It's going to do 30 million the next year. It grew up to, we sold a third of the business, and the pandemic definitely helped us get back to 30 million. But it's pretty stable. Like, it's really stable. And the other thing I tell people, when we tracked our data, and we still track it to this day, if I have a city that does 1,000 orders in a day, 850 of those orders are repeat business. It's a customer's second order. It might be their third order. It might be their 400th order, but it's at least their second order. So new customers are extremely valuable to this industry because they order over and over and over again. So, that's the initial nuts and bolts on the comp plan. Again, I know if I could see all of you on your camera, some of you might be glazed over a little bit. It really is a simple process, though. There's no magic to the comp plan. There's no, like a binary. Listen, I've written binaries. I've unfortunately, for owners, I've taken advantage of binaries. I've personally controlled 21 spots in binaries and built them out to where one person coming in would trigger 21 cycles. And I screwed the entire company because, they all have caps in there. So instead of making $100 cycle, everybody in the entire company cycle is $73.18. And it was my fault. But it's like, if you're going to build a plan like that, and there's people that know how to take advantage of plans like that, they will. And I did. And that's the bottom line, So there's no real tricking this comp plan. You could sign up 100 different positions. You can go buy 20 different phones and sign up all 20. I don't really care. If you get $100 in volume and you take up a level, awesome. That's $100 in volume you just produced in my team. You can sign up as many people as you want. It's free. There's no, because I remember Troy was like, well, what's the rules? Like, somebody was asking about the rules, like, there aren't any, it's free. Like, the FTC doesn't care if you sign up people for free. Like, you can sign up as many positions, do whatever you want. Now, if all of a sudden you have some grandma sign up 42 manager positions, we're probably going to boot you from the company. I don't know if you'll get a warning shot on something like that. But other than that, you'd have to be a total jackass for us to have a problem with what you're doing. But I don't foresee that in the organization. Trust me, there'll be policies and procedures to prevent that from happening, especially when we go into some of the international countries. So, Bill, I know you had a couple of things you wanted to pine in on. So I'll turn it over to you real quick, and then I'll let Troy kind of take over from here.
I appreciate that. And I want to thank you. Every time I hear you talk about this stuff, I do hyperventilate a little bit, because my pitch to the networkers that I know, and I don't know a lot of them, I don't know as many as some of the guys and the gals that are on the call today, right? I think my legacy precedes me versus my actual Rolodex, right? To be honest. I mean, that's not to kick me in the, but bottom line is, I look at some of these names and I go, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Well, first of all, I do want to make a statement. There's only 4 positions left to get to the billionaire status. I've already taken it, acquired it mentally. I've already put it in my brain. I'm already in there. I will not rest till I hit that. But beyond that, guys, I will help you all. The 16 people that are on here, I'll help you all hit it. So whatever one you want to get to, because if the company's saying he's going to create 5, let's show the company we can do better than that. All right. So the bottom line is, I tell all the networkers I call, and I told this to Troy, this is a real business. Meaning, most network marketing is just, that auto ship is the only thing that, and they don't stay if they don't make any money. This is the most non-MLM I've ever seen. And it's a land grab. Go out there and own your city, own your state, own every city you ever lived in. In other words, it's a land grab. I mean, if you think about this, I built a business. My very first one was Excel Telecom. I started in 1988. We got 0.25% on a $23 bill that was shrinking because the long distance rates kept going down. 0.25%. There isn't anything in here that showed, we had no dynamic compression. We had none of that stuff, right? Once somebody got down past, it was past 4% business, 4% that I never received a penny on. Now, did it make the other people stronger? That's just my way of logically trying to make myself so I didn't shoot myself. And then YTB on $1,000 travel. That's what I made my biggest hit there, tens of millions. $1,000, you got about $30 in commission. I mean, my best year was 4.9 million. And on the travel side, I made like 31,000. It's only because I took 40 people on a Alaskan cruise that I paid for, right? That's the only reason I made that kind of money. Mostly I was making about $1,000 a year on travel, right? This is a whole different animal. This is a business that you actually could go out there and teach some people. We're all networkers on the call today. We could actually teach some people how to go out there and get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 restaurants, and then go get some drivers. And then every place you go, you should be signing up customers. Customers are just, if you're at a ball game, if you're at anything, hey, there's a new delivery service, you take advantage of that? Yeah, they'll actually, anybody you refer, they're actually going to pay you for it. I mean, it's pretty cool. Here, download this. Boom, 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 boom. Customers, there's going to be in the tens of millions, I believe, in the next couple of years. So get as many as you can. And I'll shush up because I'm just so excited. This is the second time I've heard about the billionaire status. No one's ever made $1 billion as a distributor. And I like being a distributor versus an owner because it's just a different world. That's all. But I love that. I love that. And I think the 80% is a good thing. And remember, Tony, this has been recorded. So I will.
Yes. Yes.
I will hunt you down when it's that time. And you guys, I hear you and we're having a beer and you go, you know, we've hit that point where I go, remember what you said.
Let me qualify it as well by saying this, like the owners, we don't have positions in the company, right? So
right.
The second we go to 80%, we're probably going to funnel in above some of you guys, just so you know, because there'll be way more money to be made as a distributor than there will be as an owner, which we want, right? But at that point, we're going to need to be distributors. I think it's probably time for us to get that spot when it's 80 cents on the dollar going to the field. You know, we're like you. I'd rather be a distributor than an owner. Trust me on that.
Well, just take a top spot and split it between the owners and have everybody that's there directly to it. And there you go.
Yeah, it won't affect you guys at all.
We have dynamic compression. You're going to love it. You're going to keep that smile. There you go. All right.
It'll be good. Troy, let me open your mic up.
Well, I want to, if you have time, allow for some people that might have some questions, but I'll just tell you what I've seen real quick. I see Dr. Randy raising his hands. I've been looking to build something, and Bill and I just been consulting and doing credit card processing in the companies because nothing is really exciting. Now I'm going to tell you this. Do I think product companies can make it? Yes, I do. But I think they almost have to be perfect because of online sales, social media, and Amazon. And I had a conversation with John Melting in a message with other leaders on it. And I just, congratulated them. And I know you're friends with John as well, Tony. And he told me, I mean, he said, you're an absolute beast. Okay. Tony is a beast. And I think product deals can make it, but you better have every bomb go off like an explosion with everything together.
Yeah.
And so people know, a lot of them probably say Troy's a little crybaby. I told my friend Matt, right? Because I go, man, I want to build something, but I want it to be unique. I want it to be different. And I want it to be a category creator. And I think the fact that someone like Bill Hoffman, who's made millions and millions of dollars, I like this. This is the most non-network marketing business. And I think the money can be absolutely huge. Don't let the pennies, if you don't understand the comp, we'll go over it again because this thing is going to run whether we like it or not. The delivery service is going to, people order every week and it's just growing and growing and growing. And I like the fact that nobody gets hurt. I like the fact that we help the customer saves, the owner of the restaurant saves money, the Uber driver saves, and the fact that we can make with no auto ship. And one of my good friends that Tony, I know you're going to spend some time with, he said, he lives in a very prestigious neighborhood and he could take this to anyone, but he can't take my CBD is better than your CBD. My collagen is better than your collagen. This is something you could take to churches. This is something you could take to associations that need money. This is something that you could take to your mom, your brother, your sister, and of course, anyone that's entrepreneurial. And I love a disruptor. I love a category changer. And anyone that's gone in a category changer, some of these things that my buddy Chip said, you get into one of these hyper, whatever, I'll just say, and they don't like to work. It's easy not to work, no auto ship. And this is something that I think is going to be special. And I know that Tony's background, he's going to have lateral movements to make this company really big. So I'm excited. And so with that, Tony, if you have time for a few questions,
Yeah, sure. Let's
I'm going to mute it. I think Dr. Randy, you're up first.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty, you'd have to be an idiot not to get in. First of all, so let me ask you, is the best approach to tell people to just take a free spot, just sign up, take a free spot, take your position, and you make money on, even if you haven't signed up for the full Monty, the full 299. Is that what you recommend telling people to do to get started?
It depends on who I'm talking to, Randy. Honestly, there's people that I know are going to be good customers. They're going to place orders. Somebody like my mom, my sister, some of my buddies that are,
I'm talking about
the average person that you're recruiting out and about, cold market, anything like that. Yeah, it's like, hey, just sign up for this deal. It's free, get in, right? As Bill said, though, depending on who you're talking to, if somebody's got that entrepreneurial mindset, it is a land grab, because you can't sign up El Gordo, my favorite burrito in Wichita, Kansas. You can't sign up El Gordo twice. All right. So if I get there before you and I sign them up, I got them forever. Now, every order that goes out of there, 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents. And places like that will do hundreds of orders a day. So that's what I'm saying. Like the pennies, don't let that, think about this. So let's say you get a high volume restaurant. All right. A high volume restaurant. Let's say you're making $80 a day from one restaurant you referred 7 days a week, because it's a high volume restaurant, 200 orders a day, $80 a day.
So if I sign somebody up for free and they go get El Gordo, do they benefit from that?
They make $80 a day. They make $80 a day.
And
you make
up
40.
And they signed up for free.
They signed up for free. They've never paid a penny. They're making $80 a day. It costs them nothing.
And somebody that signed up for $299, where that person that signed up for free, they're just not going to be able to sign up for managers. Is that really the differentiator?
They can sign up a manager. They'll get paid off the manager too. Now, here's the difference. You sign me up. I sign up for free. Let's say you're a manager, Dr. Randy. I go get El Gordo, 200 orders. I'm making $80 a day. So now, as a network marketer, think about the amount of auto ships you need to go personally get to make $80.
Right.
All right. Think about that. And then think about one high volume restaurant that's pumping out 200 orders a day. So, or 10 smaller restaurants are doing 20 orders a day. That's the type of numbers we're dealing with. So let's say we get that 200 order a day restaurant. I'm making $80 a day. I'm only a customer. I've never paid a penny. I've never done anything. I've never signed an agreement or anything like that. I downloaded the app. I agreed to the terms and conditions. But other than that, I'm making $80 a day. Eventually, it's going to get up to 600. Right before it gets 600, the company says, hey, you need to sign this W-9 and all that. I do that because why wouldn't I? I'm making $80 a day. You're a manager above me. You're making $40 a day off that restaurant because I'm your level one. I'm definitely your level one. Even though I'm a customer, I'm doing over $100 in personal referral because that one restaurant is over $100 in personal referral. But you're making $40. I'm making 80. Now, here's the kicker. I sign up Troy. He signs up a high volume restaurant that's doing 200 orders a day in Vegas. I don't make anything off Troy as a customer. He's making 80 bucks a day, 80 bucks a day, 80 bucks a day. Because I'm not a manager, I can be a level 1, but I can't sign up a level 1. So I signed him up as a customer. If he places orders, I get paid. He's my customer. If he signs up a restaurant, that's his restaurant. I don't make a penny off of it. He rolls up into your level 1. So now you're making 40 bucks a day because I've got El Gordo, and then he's got Nobu there in Vegas or whatever, and you're making 40 bucks a day off of someone that you don't even know. I referred Troy. Troy got, and I just told him I'm making a bunch of money. Now, eventually, hopefully you or somebody would say to me, hey, you ought to sign up as a manager, and like, and you're still fine. Now you're making 20 bucks a day on Troy because now, that Troy drops to your level 2 because now I'm taking up that level 1. So that's how dynamic compression works. So it is a land grab on the restaurant side. It's a land grab. And the other thing that's beautiful about this type of networking play is there's bottlenecks in this type of industry. The drivers can be bottlenecks. You don't have enough, so you have to push delivery times out. But what if we had a group like this in the company partnered up, and at corporate, we sent out a blast to each and every one of your apps, all managers and above, got a text blast or a push notification or an email blast that said, hey, Charlotte needs drivers ASAP, and they need, more restaurants. So then all of a sudden you guys start getting on Facebook, running ads, Indeed. All of a sudden you get 20 drivers that come on and they're immediately going to work. The next day they get their warming bags, everything, they're trained, they start going to work. Now you're making 20 cents every time. So you've got 40 drivers out there, each doing 10 deliveries a day. You're making 20 cents a pop. It adds up. It adds up. So it's like, all right, I'm making $2 a driver. I got 40 drivers. I'm making 80 bucks a day because the company said, hey, we need drivers here in Charlotte. So we'll have the ability to do those things that my company can't do that. Like, I can't rally the troops and call in the cavalry and say, I need drivers tomorrow. Like, I have to go get them. I got to run all the ads myself. I got to do everything. Here, we'll have the ability to tell 100,000 people, go get us drivers. Like, they will. They will. They'll go get us customers. We got restaurants in this market. We've got drivers in this market. We don't have enough customers. Go get them. Every customer that orders, you get 20 customers in that market. They order once, boom, 20 bucks. So.
Okay. Appreciate it.
No worries. Anyone else? Feel free to unmute. You can.
Aldi, did you have a question?
Yeah, Tony, as far as qualifications, I think is it director, you need like 5,000 orders?
Yeah.
If somebody ran out and did what you said, they got 10 restaurants and 10 drivers, I think you talked about that creating 6,000.
Yep.
Does it have to be spread amongst the team, or can it be personal volume?
You got to be spread out amongst the team. And the reason being is the leadership is geared for leadership, supervisor, director, executive. So my thought is this: if somebody's got 6,000 orders pumping through, if they're just a customer and they just did that, they're getting paid, and that's great. But they've obviously got the ability to duplicate that effort. And that's the type of behavior we want to drive in the compensation plan.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
because you can do it yourself, which is great. And trust me, I'll take those guys and gals all day, every day. But I wanted to incentivize them to go show Troy how to do what they did, and to show Bill how to do what they did, because that's the beauty of network marketing, right? Is the duplication effect. And so I want them to see, and we'll have push notifications to them, letting them know what they're missing out on by not building a team. Like, we'll show them, hey, you're making 182,000 a year. You could make 420,000 a year. You just need to go out and duplicate your efforts, and we'll train you how to do it. We'll have push notifications. So there's going to be people that come in that don't know about the network marketing side, but we're going to be push notifying them. We're going to be texting them and emailing them. We're going to educate them on what's available, especially the ones that start doing what you're talking about. They go out and get the 10 restaurants, 10 drivers. They're going to make a ton of money, but they're not going to get paid on their levels until they step up. And again, for the leadership, that's not the end of the world, because the whole thing is compressing up to you if they're not advancing.
Hello?
Yeah, fire away.
Hey, my friend. Hey, Bob Canada, Bill, a friend of Bill Hoffman's. I'm excited about what you guys are doing. Had two quick things. One is if you're free and then you start building and the levels start coming in, when you upgrade to manager, does that go back to you? Does the code go back to you, or did you lose those people?
No, yeah. So there's no coding in this plan. So the second I qualify to override them, I qualify them forever as long as I keep qualifying. So you never lose anybody in this type of plan. So if you bring me in and I'm a customer and I've got a ton of business under me and I'm your level one, and then all of a sudden I go, I should become a manager. The second I do and I qualify, I start picking up anyone that was underneath me. So I could assign somebody up 2 years before. Then finally, 2 years later, I become a manager. That person's under me. That belongs to me. That's my 10%.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And my last thing was just as far as duplication and organization. Is the app itself going to be one shop where you'd be able to click a button and maybe have a document on there that shows the restaurant and then be able to sign the restaurant up on that app, or is it going to be different apps? How's that going to work?
So the one app will let you build everything. It's not quite there yet, but what'll happen is, let me see if I can come into this meeting real quick, and I'll
because it's not on there yet, is it?
Not yet, but I'll show you where it's going to be because
okay, great.
They're actually, it might be within the next few days. So let me see if I can get into this meeting. Join.
Hey, take your time, because the more this is not perfect, the better is for slow people like me.
That's right.
That's understandable. That could be a possibility. But I told this story, I think Tuesday night, but I'm not a typical network marketing owner. As far as I'm a field first guy for sure, but I'm also a serial entrepreneur. And some of I have another company that I started. It was just kind of fell in my lap, and Snap was supposed to start in January, and I had a group that came over, and I ended up. Let me in if you can, Troy. I've got my phone coming on board, hopefully. So I planned on January, February, really building Snap. We were going to get all the T's crossed, the I's dotted. I have my own back-end software team that's built for 3 different companies for me that are lights out. I was telling Troy, we liked the fear of loss system that Benjamin created. Really, the first company that was on the map that used Benjamin's software was My Daily Choice, HempWorks. And it's good software for a binary or for something that has that spillover. And so you can pay Benjamin, 150, 160,000 out of the box, and then pay him per user. My programmers built that software in 2.5 weeks, full board, all of it, the capture pages, the drip campaign, the videos, like all of it. There's no one better. I'm just telling you. So I was planning on having all that ready to go before I brought in any of the hitters on my phone. The other business I started, it's in government contracts. It deals in tax credits, the employee retention credit. And I've got, in 2.5 months, we've done about $600 million in credits for these business owners. And so that business, I finally got it scaled to where I've got enough employees that are kind of running it. And it was just in time. I'll just tell you flat out. I normally networkers don't think this way, but like they're just so glad when hitters come on board. But Bill Hoffman was the first name, because I brought 50 people in, no hitters. I mean, good people, but nobody like that are on this call. And I wasn't planning on having anybody that's on this call until January, February. It is what it is. God has his own plan. And so I saw Bill Hoffman came in, and then a gentleman named Julius Weems, and then he brought a guy named Kenny Smith. And then all of a sudden, Troy Landwehr is on the phone with me. And I told Paul, I was like, our plans have changed, so next thing you know, this thing's growing and blowing. And so here's the deal. We're playing catch up, but we're working fast, and the app right now, I'm going to share this screen. So you'll see my phone. And so if I go to the app, click on Snap Delivered, if it's a city that it's not available and it's going to say, oh, Snap is coming soon. And then that 3 little arrows at the top, when I click it, it's going to open up my menu. So right now, refer and earn automatically just refers a customer. That's not going to be how it is. In the near future, hopefully in the next few days, when you hit refer and earn, it's going to drop down and it'll say refer a restaurant, refer a driver, refer a customer. You'll never have refer a manager because everyone starts as a customer. See, if I'm a customer and I want to upgrade, I can do that. I can invite someone, or I can go to my subscriptions. I can go to my manager. I can purchase it there. So everyone comes in as a customer. If they want to upgrade, that's great. If I want to become a member and do the $10 deal, I can do that as well. So, but very soon, refer and earn is going to include refer a restaurant, refer a driver, refer a customer. Then we have replicating websites that are being built. So you won't even have to use the app necessarily. You'll be able to refer straight through your web link through your Frame website. So you could refer to a restaurant, refer a driver, refer a customer. They can click on become a restaurant and sign up as a restaurant. They can click on become a customer, become a customer. You can tell them to click on become a driver. They can become a driver. So it'll all be done online. Another one of my guys.
And will that include any marketing with that, or just, in other words, the sign up form, or will the restaurant see a little...
Initially, we'll have to share the tools individually with everybody. My back end team, which is probably 60 to 90 days out, will have everything in app for referral, all the bells and whistles. You'll be able to share videos. You'll be able to share tools with the restaurants, the one page, the rack cards. That'll all be one click share.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just something, it'll just make it easy to duplicate.
For sure.
If someone like you speaking to the restaurant owner.
Yeah, you're not there yet, but we will be there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Few more questions. I've got time. Maybe answers as well.
Anything from Scott or Kathy? George, anything?
All right, kiddos. Well, listen, guys, I can't tell you.
I got one question for you.
Fire away, Troy,
okay. Can you tell them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think, what you have lined up for calls on a regular basis and the uniqueness of each one?
So Monday, we have a restaurant roundtable. I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern time. They email out pretty much at the start of the week. Here's what's coming for the week. So once you're in the system, you're going to get an email telling you, hey, here's the plan. Monday's our restaurant roundtable. That's a time where you can have restaurant owners come on to learn more about Snap, ask questions, get questions answered, things along those lines. Alex is running that quite a bit. I'll pop in there every now and again. So it's a great way to expose restaurant owners to the Snap family and have a roundtable. Get some testimonials from restaurant owners that are using us, that are liking us, and to get some questions from potential new restaurants that are coming on board. Tuesday nights, we have our Taco Tuesday. It's 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be our manager and above training. Last Tuesday, which was a couple nights ago, we did our 10-10-5 program. We talked about getting 10 restaurants, 10 drivers in that 5-mile radius. We talked a little bit about how to get those 10 restaurants. We talked a little bit about how to get those 10 drivers, and then we talked about the radius. Next week, we're going to have someone who's brought in over 1,000 drivers into the industry. He's probably brought in 40 or 50 already here in the Snap family. And so we're going to have him train on how he does it. He's going to show you where he runs ads. So he's got drivers emailing him saying, I want to drive. How do I do this? So it's good. It's good. If you've got people knocking down your door trying to sign up, that's a really good thing. So he's going to teach you how to develop that type of platform where drivers are knocking on your door asking how they can become a part of the Snap family. So that training will be next Tuesday. It's always advanced trainings. We do have special guests that come on to the Tuesday nights as well. Wednesday, I'm not sure what we've got Wednesday. That might be you guys doing your own deals. I do some custom deals where I'll pop into webinars every now and again. I know Julius Weems had me hop in with some fairly decent builders, and he does his webinars. He does them seven nights a week, but on Wednesday I'm free to hop in webinars for some of you guys if you want a special guest. Thursday night, which is tonight, we're going to be doing our overview in about 50 minutes. So I'll be running that overview tonight. It'll be 10, 12 minutes locked and loaded. So it's just going to be a quick overview. It's going to explain who we are, what we do, how they can benefit by being a part of our Snap family. And then we're going to call them to action. We're going to tell them to download the app for free, contact whoever invited them onto this webinar, this live stream. It'll be on our YouTube page. It'll be live streamed. And then anyone that's excited about it, we're going to, basically tell them, connect with you guys, whoever invited you, get the, invitation to download the app, get in the system. It's free. Knock yourself out. If you want to upgrade to manager, you can do that as well. So that's the trainings we have pretty much Monday through Thursday right now. Our big events coming up here, I guess the 16th. I think I fly out the 15th, but the 16th, 17th in Jupiter, Florida. It is sold out. So I'm assuming most of you guys are already coming. If you're brand new and you really, really want to come, maybe let Troy know. I don't know if I can get you in or not. It's more of a fire marshal thing than anything.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I've already broke the fire marshal thing. So we're going to work on it though. We're working on it. So guys would have to, you still got to pay the 149 though. That's the bottom line, is because this isn't just everybody show up. You got to pay the 149 period.
Right on. So yeah, so that's what I got, guys. I mean, I'll let you guys get to work. The other thing about trainings, I love doing this, guys. I love sharing the vision. I love explaining the comp plan. And as much as I do, I know Troy gets the reputation to be long-winded. I'm definitely long-winded because I'm passionate. I'm excited about what I'm doing. I want to try and get all my knowledge from here out to there, so you guys can get restaurants as good or better than me, drivers as good or better than me, and customers as good or better than me. And I'm not bad at it. We created a $30 million a year business without the business being built for speed like this one is. Again, I can't tell you how excited I am to have people like Bill Hoffman, Chip McGill, Troy Landwehr, Dr. Randy. I mean, you guys, your reputations precede you. It's an honor for me to be able to lock arms with you guys. Anything that corporate can do to help you guys win, please let us know. Our job as a company is to create a track for each and every one of you to run on, and all of your team members to run on. How fast your team chooses to run is completely up to them. We're never going to get behind people and start shoving them. We're just going to, hey, we're here to make the track as smooth as possible. We're here to make it as easy as possible, to get around it as quickly as you possibly want. And so anything we can do to make it better, we're open. The bottom line is, this is a different animal in this industry. It really is. What we're looking to accomplish, I've never seen a network marketing company even attempt it. I've seen companies try and disrupt industries a bit. EXPs trying to disrupt the real estate industry, which they very well might, but they're not going to put RE/MAX out of business. They're not going to put Berkshire Hathaway's real estate section out of business. And listen, Excel, we talked about, Bill's big star in Excel. I was in ACN. I still have RVPs running around ACN, and it's a good idea, the cell phone service everybody's got, but we're not trying to put, ACN's not trying to put Verizon out of business, right? Like they're not even going to put a dent in Verizon. Ambit's, there's big energy companies. They're not going after Reliant. You kidding me? Like that's not their goal. They're like, listen, the energy business is so big. We're just trying to get our little piece. Every company in health and wellness since 2000, when Paul Zane Pilsner said, if you've been in the business long enough to know Paul, then you know what I'm talking about. The next $1 trillion industry. It's like, we just want to get our little piece of that train. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I made millions of dollars getting my piece of that $1 trillion industry. I mean, there's money in it, and there's nothing right or wrong about it. That's not what we're doing here. Understand that. That is not what Snap is doing. That's what I did with the delivery.com, which was originally my time to go. I just wanted to get my little piece of the delivery business, and I did, and it's a decent piece for me. But Snap is not doing that. That's not the plan. The plan is, we're going to do to Uber, DoorDash, and Grubhub what Netflix did to Blockbuster. We're coming in to knock them out, which, if we do that, and the odds are against us, because I can assure you, companies with hundreds of billions of dollars, and combined, that's what these guys have, They're not just going to sit on the sidelines and let us knock them out of the game. I'm not even, I'm preparing, but I don't know for what. I got to be honest with you. Like, I might need armed security. I mean, if you're like, I don't know what Uber's willing to do to try and stay alive in the food business, but I'm just telling you, they're not going to go quietly. But if we pull it off, and the beauty of network marketing is by the time they see us coming, network marketing, you've got that exponential growth, it'll be too late. But they're still going to try and stop us, but it'll be too late. So if we can pull it off, if we can hit them where it hurts, if we can knock them out of the game, and you knock everyone else out of the game in a $200 billion industry, then that means your company is doing tens of billions, hundreds of billions, or maybe 200 billion. If we knock everybody else. Walmart doesn't worry too much about the small mom and pops. Amazon started out selling books. We're selling delivery, but we'll deliver a lot more than just food. We'll deliver groceries. We'll deliver pharmaceuticals. We'll deliver CSV, CVS. We'll deal Walgreens. We'll deliver TV eventually, television. We'll do live streaming into people's homes, and much, much more, guys. We've got to kind of plan on our future to be a conglomerate. The value of this Snap network is not necessarily the delivery piece. That's where we're starting. The value is the database. We're going to build a data of millions of customers. We're going to know what they eat. We're going to know how many are in their household. We're going to know what zip code they live in. We'll know what income range they live at. We'll also know eventually what TV shows they watch, what movies they watch. We'll probably be able to understand how to get into their internet site and say, hey, listen, if you want to monetize this data, we'll give our customers the ability to open up and let them share, or they can keep their data to themselves. And the bottom line is we'll train people. Listen, Facebook's already monetizing your data. Amazon's already monetizing your data. They're not paying you anything. Snap, we're going to have all your data, but we won't share it with anybody unless you agree to it, and we're going to pay you for it. No one's ever done that either at the scale we're going to do it. So where we're at today, we're definitely going to be somewhere completely different over the next 6 months, 12 months, and 2 years. And I know a bunch of you are going to be a big part of it. So I'll let you guys get to work. I know I'm long-winded. Unfortunately, you can't sign me up. I'm already in. I can't sign you guys up. You're already in. So we got to go out and talk to people that we can sign up. So again, appreciate your time, guys. I'm sure this will be the first training of many with a lot of your groups. And I look forward to eventually shaking hands, hugging you guys, and meeting you all in person.
Hey, Tony, just a quick question. Do those trainings live on the YouTube site that you do earlier? And
Yeah, this one probably won't. The advanced trainings don't, but we have links to the advanced trainings as well.
okay,
So once you
perfect.
become a manager, we'll give you links to past trainings on the manager site. And then the regular trainings, all that's on our YouTube channel.
Perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Tony. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank-
Take care.
Thank you, guys. Be well.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Thank
bud.
you.